Thank you for purchasing the KASC Gap Closure Toolkit. The purpose of this tutorial is to just give you an overview of the contents of the toolkit and ways to use the individual pieces. One of the first things you'll want to take a look at is the index. There are actually 9 sections of this toolkit. The first being one to help you get started. We did develop the overall toolkit with school-wide use in mind. However, each lesson, each piece can easily be adapted for teams or individual teachers to use within their classrooms. You'll also want to take a look at the Read Me First page that is included in each section. This will give you a summary of each activity or set of strategies and then the appropriate audience that you could use that with. Everybody from teachers and administrators and support staff to students and parents. When you get into each activity, you will see pages written with blue notes. We call these the blue pages, and blue means that those are notes that are just for the facilitator. Now that facilitator might be the principal, it might be a teacher leader, or it might be the teacher within the classroom, whoever is facilitating this particular lesson. Once you scroll down beyond each of these facilitator pages, you'll see blank copies that you can use with your participants. So, for example, if you see this first page is written with facilitator notes, the blue notes, with tips for how to present this. And then when you scroll on down, you will see a blank page that you could use with your audience, whether that audience would be parents or in the classroom. We also include some red pages. Red font just means that these are resource pages. There won't be lessons or details on how to use that. They're just resource pages that you could use on your own or within team meetings, PLCs, whatever. I want to give you an idea of some of the content of the toolkit. Section 2 goes into some quick start topics. There are 5 examples of topics that you could zoom in on immediately to make a change in the classroom. That doesn't mean that you ignore the rest of the toolkit. That just means if you want some small actions to make a big difference right away, these are things that you could introduce during your PLCs or share with teachers. And even share with students as well. When we get into section 3, redefining intelligence, you really see the heart of the toolkit. For ourselves and for our students, we have to rethink what we mean by intelligence. And included in here are 9 different activities and lessons that might include video, note-taking sheets, activities to use with any audience. When we get into section 4, we have several tools that relate to understanding the brain, learning, and memory. Within there are going to be lessons, but also demonstrations. Here's one that we did within our office that you can do with your staff or with your students, where you'll literally get up and move to understand how the brain creates pathways. Section 5 is equipping students with brain-based strategies for learning and studying. We have to teach kids to be intentional, to use their own set of strategies for learning and studying. And this whole section will help you to teach students how to do that. Here's a primary version we created of some simple things that you can teach to students to get ready to learn. In section 6, this is a section that's Brain-based instruction for teachers. This is a really important section because it really gets into what are the factors that make a difference for students so that they can remember, they can retain what you're teaching. And those are topics such as making meaning out of your content, including movement, having appropriate challenges, and also providing feedback. So for teachers, they need to understand what is quality feedback and how can I give that quality feedback. So there are some resources and activities in there to help support teachers with brain-based instruction. You know, you really can't make a difference with kids who are in the gap unless you understand stress and how to maximize motivation. So we've included an entire section that includes topics on not just stress, but also positive strategies for student behavior, how to address bias within yourself and within your students, how to be an optimist versus a pessimist. We have videos and activities included in this section that are helpful for any audience. And in section 8, this section is on closing opportunity gaps. Sometimes we unintentionally create gaps within our schools, and we have to be able to identify those, uncover it, and then eliminate it. And in section 9, the last section, there's a section on preventing gaps. You know, what do we need to do to stop gaps from ever being formed? And there are some basics there that could help, not just within your school community, but maybe even beyond, within churches, within your family, youth, and resource centers, or within community groups. I hope you find this helpful to get going with this toolkit. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact our office and we will help to guide you. Thank you.